Okay, this is a reading for August for Capricorn. So, Capricorn, when we think about what's coming up in August, I know that there's been some things recently that have happened in your chart that have been a bit unsettling. And from an astrological perspective, that's been going on for a little while actually. So, this is jumping out already. And we've got a great card first up, which is wonderful. So Capricorn, there's been some things perhaps that have been holding you back recently, and moving forward with the, there we go, this is the thing that's happening for you at the moment. So the overall energy for this reading is actually a beautiful card. So it's the Nine of Cups, which is considered to be the witch card, the wish card in tarot, the witch card. You might need some spell work to help you out through this, but it's the wish card. So, and I love this guy in this deck because he's very happy. He looks like he's having a bit of a gluttonous time and being spoon-fed some marvelous things. But the Nine of Cups is a beautiful card, so that's the overarching energy that we've got happening for you in the month of August, Capricorn. Now, the Wheel of Fortune is things have been going around and round, and with the Wheel of Fortune in an upright position, we're looking at things going in a positive way from here on in. Now, you've got from there, you've got the Hangman and then the Four of Cups, right? So the Hangman, often people interpret this as being in a state of suspension, not moving forward for a little bit, hanging low for a little while. And Four of Cups is around perhaps being offered something that you're not seeing. You're maybe getting bogged down in the negative, but not seeing that there's actually something being offered to you, which is the Fourth Cup. And so Hangman, when we talk about things being suspended for a period of time, another way I like my clients to look at the Hangman is to take a different perspective. And certainly with the Four of Cups, that's kind of what's happening here. It's about taking a step back and looking at how you can look at something differently. And especially with the Nine of Cups as the overarching energy of this reading, you do have a lot to look forward to in August. So what I want to have a look at here moving into August then is about what's something that's going to uplift you during that time. Okay, so the wish, what's been happening to lead you to feel like this. Now, remembering here with this reading is not for everyone. There is someone listening that is going to be tuned into this reading and knows it's perfectly for them. Now, there's a bit of bouncing around here, which is, there's a lot of energy here, so I'm not quite sure what's happening there. It's not wanting to do what it normally likes to do. There we go. Okay, so this is great. And it goes along with this theme here that things are easier than you think. Okay, so Capricorn, perhaps you've been bogged down and with this wheel previously it's just like rolling and rolling and you can't seem to get yourself out of it. So things are easier than you think. Let's see what we can ask then to make things easier for Capricorn as we go into August. Okay, so what's going to make things easier for Capricorn going into August? And I do really feel some tense energy here that's trying to move through. So these can come forward. What is the energy here, Capricorn? Okay. Well, this is interesting because we've got Judgment and we've doubled up again and we've got the Hangman again. So when this happens, and this is why I like to juggle a couple of different decks, because when I start to get double up of energies. This is a forceful message that's coming through here for you, Capricorn. So with the Hanged Man, again, as I've said, what's this perspective that you need to take here? And this is a really strong message that's coming through. Where have you become a bit complacent, I suppose, and looking at what you can actually change here? And Judgment, a lot of people don't like this card. I really like Judgment, actually, because it's coming towards the end of the major arcana in the tarot, and major arcana cards are really quite important, as the Hangman is here. And Judgment, people think that's about, it can be negative, I suppose, and there's that layering on of the religious thoughts about that. But it's, to me, around what gifts are you not using to their full potential? And I think we all have a gift that we're born with, and maybe several, and how are you not using that and manifesting that in your life? And I'm really sensing what is holding you back here, Capricorn, because as you've got this message coming through here about things are being easier than you think, and you've got the beautiful wish card as overarching energy. And so are you being your own worst enemy, I suppose, at this point? And I wanna ask the guides about what really is this positive way that you can approach tackling August, because as I said, this is moving through into August. There's so much coming through in this. I wish you could feel the energy that's coming through here, because I certainly can. And I just feel with this one. There we go. Okay. Thank you for this message for Capricorn. Okay, August. Boy, oh boy. Okay, so Capricorn, this is this time where, you know, you've got here the Ace of Wands, beautiful creative energy, and being energized, right, about what's moving forward for you. And Capricorn, when we think about August, that's a month for you know, predominantly Leo energy. And so when we're coming into that Leo energy for this next cycle that we're in, is around how can we tap into that particular energy for ourselves as well. And so if you've gone through a period where, as I said earlier in the read, where you've been going through a bit of a crisis and you're wondering what to do next, this is certainly the point where you have to get that intense energy coming through. And the Ace of Wands, I mean, there is no, apart from, you know, maybe the King of Wands, because he's quite controlled but still has that energy, but the Ace of Wands is perfect card for energy. And what we've got on this side is the Nine of Swords, and the Nine of Swords is that card around over and over repeating those thoughts. The swords are around energy and intellect, and the Nine of Swords is about that over and over and over and over and over thoughts about something. And we've all had that at different times in our lives, and we all know without a doubt that it holds us back. And I suppose that's the thing, that really doing that work around, you've got this beautiful energy here and you're worrying about something in the background that, sure, worries that we have can seem quite important, and maybe your particular worry is super important. There's a lot going on in the world at the moment, and so people do have a lot of things on their mind at the moment, but it's about managing this energy and how do we put our worries in perspective. And I know when I've worked with clients in the past as well about repetitive thoughts and how that takes up our mind space. It's about, you know, so taking the time to worry, but then taking the time to live and use this energy, because if you don't, there's no balance. And worrying, particularly with this card, it's like that nightmare card, you know, worrying at night before you go to bed. What can you solve at that time? Nothing. So that's those two. And I really encourage you, Capricorn, to think about how those energies of worrying are really holding you back there. So with this reading moving forward, we've kind of looked at the past in this what's happened prior to this time, and I want to look at when we're moving through August for you, Capricorn, what is a really great way for you in the weeks during August. Okay, so let's look at the first week of August. Okay, there we go, straight up. We're looking here at the energy for the first week of August for you, Capricorn. Okay, so we've got the High Priestess here, and again, this is about intuition and that energy. There might be something hidden that's you've discovered, or it's holding you back, but thinking about from a spiritual perspective what that might be for the first week of August. And then we've got the Empress. Okay, so the Empress, it's really a card of excuse me, fertility and bounty and prosperity energy. So this is really great with this Ace of Wands for you to have these two cards coming through here. Really thinking about that this is a prosperous time and a time of great energy for you as well. Because again, we have that's come up the Eight of Swords, which is feeding into this Nine of Swords energy where you go trapped, nightmares, trapped, I've got things going on. How do I balance all these things? I'm not quite sure. You know, like there's these kinds of things like going through your mind. And I know for clients, when the Eight of Swords comes up, it is around holding yourself back. Unfortunately, this is the time in your life to maybe give yourself a talking to this year about how do you trap yourself in your own energy there, Capricorn. Because at heart, Capricorn, you are a very industrious sign. You're really about foundation and setting yourself up. So when you have these really quite difficult, confusing thoughts, that can be a hard period of time for you. So let's look about the second week and into the middle of August for you, Capricorn. Please. This energy for you, Capricorn. My goodness, so we've got a lot here. This is a lot. And again, I have to say, there's some kind of denial of energy here for you, Capricorn. The Four of Cups is here again. And so this is where the stance of self-care and what are you denying yourself here that's holding you back? Because it's really strong energy. The Eight of Wands, and you've got all of these wands coming out that are just saying here about energy, right, for you, because they're all feeding into this. And then the second part of it was the Nine of Pentacles. Okay, so again, you've got nines that we're wanting to move forward, and the messages coming through to you around moving forward are really strong. So I want to ask a couple of other questions here, because closing out in August, okay, we've just had a whole lot come through again. And look what it was again, the Nine of Pentacles. You've got all of them here. And so when we're seeing this, where I've got all of these pentacles have just jumped out. There's something here, and you're also an earth sign. There's something here around your foundation that you're not dealing with. I think from this perspective, we've got this real clear energy around yeah. Okay, Capricorn. We've got Judgment has come up again, as it did here. You have some beautiful gifts here that you're not using, Capricorn. And this is just such a sadness. And this is the message, I suppose, that your guides are saying, is this: things are easier than you think. You know, this message here, and the overarching, even though this guy he's probably having a bit too much fun. But you've got this beautiful ending to August if you can tap into that energy of this Ace of Wands. Because we've got here, on either side of Judgment, we've got the Three of Cups and the Sun. Again, real solar fire energy, you know. And the Sun, I love the Sun card. I don't think there's anybody who doesn't love the Sun card, but I often use this card as a reminder in my home. I will have it on display to remind myself if I want to uplift my mood, and maybe that's something, Capricorn, that you might want to try as well to move through this period, okay, in August, because you've got the Three of Cups here, and this is it's about friendship, celebrations, freedom in yourself and being yourself. And I think that's a really beautiful energy to think about as you're moving into August. Okay, so Capricorn, Nine of Pentacles as well for your foundation for August. The Empress again, just to recap, really beautiful, bountiful card. But as with anything, we all have free will. And if you're getting caught up in those, nightmares, the Nine of Swords and the Eight of Swords take us down that path, you're going to hold yourself back, because the ending is the beautiful Sun, the Three of Cups, and Judgment, you know, around what's your inner call, Capricorn. Okay? So have a beautiful August, and I may do some mid-August reads as well, but at this point, this is what things are looking for up for you in the month of August, Capricorn. So stay tuned, and thank you for watching.